Hello and welcome to Tech Town.
Tech Town.
It's our 14th episode, season 2. I'm
right.
Mr. Ellsberg. This is our resident town wizard. And we're here to talk all things tech. Last week, we came at you with some cool programming. What was that?
Scratch programming? Yeah, you can program just by dragging things around.
That's exactly right. Yeah, Scratch is an awesome program, and we got in, and even I did some programming. So yeah, it's for everyone. So today we're going to talk Facebook and privacy.
Yeah. Oh man,
Facebook and privacy,
because they both are very important in our daily lives. I would say.
Very, very true. It's a topic of conversation that I think everybody's had at one point or another.
Yeah.
What is going on the Facebook? What can people see? Who has rights to it?
And the thing is, we can take control. We're taking control. That's the whole point of all this. And what we want to do in the world in general with our information these days is take control of it. And we should be the ones that say where it's going.
Exactly.
Rather than it's just flying around. Everybody sort of knows some things, but we don't even know who's knowing things. We gotta take control of our data.
Exactly. Like if you want someone to have your contact information, you want to be able to give it to them. If you want to be able to hide that from some creeper out there, you want to be able to do that too.
Exactly. So. And what's nice is that they give you a lot of these controls. So it's not like, well, for Facebook at least, there's a whole other bit of the internet out there that you may not have control over. But at least for Facebook, they give you quite a bit of control.
That's right. So let's get right into it.
All right. So first, Facebook has like a bunch of different like settings that are nice that you can go through. And so there's a website that will talk about 5 specific settings you can change on your Facebook to make yourself more in control.
Right. And we're talking so right below where it says "Show me more."
Oh yeah.
Go down there, and then we've got all of the different I guess itinerary for our show today. So go down there and check.
And we're going to try something new here. I believe we're using YouTube's Showcase app through the Hangout thing. So if you've happened to have clicked on the Showcase app or whatever you need to do on YouTube to do this, I think you should be able to see the link as I click on it. Right. Because the idea is that you should be able to click on all these links that we're sharing. So they're obviously going to be in the show notes below the video, but we also want to be able to show them interactively as we're talking about something. Right. So whether this works or not right now, we'll see.
We're innovators.
The goal.
You learn more from failure than you do from success. And we're ready to learn.
Okay, so I am right now sharing something with the Showcase. So see if it works. I don't know. Click on it. Maybe it's somewhere right around there. Oh, successful. Now this is visible. All right, so there you go.
It could be anywhere.
Read it. Deal with that. Okay, so anyway, what I'm talking about, right? So first of all, why does your privacy matter? We're talking about Facebook, and Facebook is one version of it, but privacy is important. It's not something like you should just ignore it. It's like, well, I don't care. People can know what they want about me. I have nothing to hide.
Right.
That's not the way to look at it, because there's a pretty bad situation that can come if you're not in control of your data.
Right.
So someone who has a vendetta against you, maybe there's a secret government agent that wants to get you, and they see all your data, or maybe someone
like a coworker or something,
or a coworker, or
maybe you wronged someone in the street and they got your information off the phone, and now they know who you are,
and they can steal your identity. They can steal your money. They can crush you.
Yep.
So there's a lot of reasons why this is important. So now we'll do it with Facebook at least.
Yeah.
So I'm going to walk you guys through a little bit of Facebook. And I'll show you my Facebook privacy settings, and you can see how easy it is. Facebook does make it really easy because they really want, well, in addition to wanting you to be safe, they also want to make ad money. So with all the things that you're about to see, it'll make your data more private to you, or maybe just you share with just your friends. But there's also a whole part about them making money off of your information because they sell it to advertisers.
Right.
So with everything we're saying, Facebook is still going to be getting your data. So watch out.
Right. So I get stuff all the time that says, hey, look into your master's of teaching program, because I'm a teacher. And so they know that, and they try to make the ads. But, Facebook is a free service.
It is a free service. That is what we're paying for. You're going to have to deal with it. Exactly. So what it should be is it should be a decision. That's the important thing here. It's not necessarily evil that they're doing it, because they can do whatever they want as far as it's legal. It's just we are using their service for free. So that's what we're basically using to pay for Facebook services. So
Uh-oh.
Oh, try it again. Get it together.
Yep.
Um,
Technical difficulties.
all right, so I want to show you this button right here. They have a whole button up in this upper right corner dedicated to privacy.
Mm-hmm.
So you click on it, and hey, we have a privacy checkup.
Oh, with a little dinosaur there.
Yeah, that's right. Hey, little dino wants to do privacy because dinosaurs need to be private also.
Yeah, they don't want people to know where their bones are at.
No, no, we keep finding them. They keep getting pissed.
Yeah.
All right, so here's what's great is that they have this nice little interactive dino privacy walkthrough. So first of all, when you post something on Facebook, or when I post something on Facebook, do you want it to be public for the whole world to see? Or just your friends, or some more options? So here's a nice, just quick view of you can have like just your average post go to whoever you want. Right. Maybe you didn't even know. Maybe you thought, oh, I thought it was going to just my friends, but it's actually going to the whole world. Right. So this is a good place to even see what's going on.
Exactly.
So then you can say, okay, next step. Oh, interesting, your apps. So this is cool. So this is something where if you've ever used Facebook with any other website, sometimes you may not even know or remember, but you'll log in with Facebook through a different website. It can post to your Facebook page sometimes. Right. So sometimes you may not even be aware, and sometimes, you know, maybe you just got a new game and it says on your Facebook page, it'll post to all your friends saying, you just collected 1,000 coins. Yeah. It's like, wait, I didn't really want to post that. I just like collected my coins. But, so this is a great way to see what apps are actually using your account. And as you scroll, it'll start loading. So these are all these apps that I've sort of used with Facebook. And notice my trick. Here, all these say only me. I could delete them all and sort of say, I never want Facebook to do anything with any of these apps. Right. But the thing is, I do want these apps. I want them to sort of have this connection with Facebook because that's helpful for certain reasons. So what I do is I connect them, but I have them say only me, which means that if they ever try to be rogue and try and post things, it's only going to be posting things to me. Right. It's just going to say, guess what, Danny? You've just scored 1,000,000 points on Farmville. Exactly. Good job. Only I will. And then it will say post to your Facebook. Exactly. Yeah, and that's what you want. Yeah, you want it right there. Maybe except for on one other person's wall who really would hate seeing you do so well in Farmville. And that's a good point. So that's a good point in that you can have groups of people. Right. So you may think, oh, here are the people that I always like to talk smack about when I beat or do well in video games. Then you can have a group called losers. You're right. And every time you post something through these things, it can only go to the losers. Right. So that's a good concept to know is that you can have different groups of people. And some people you can say, you know, maybe a little more uncensored things versus some other groups. Or you can just, you know, if you want to get people together, I mean, that's a great way to keep everybody in contact as well. You know, just using that instead of like a message app. And then there's a privacy setting for that group interaction too. So if you start a group, you can have an only private group. And so that your posts aren't going out to total Facebook, but you got to know about that too. Yeah, very cool. All right, so then you can say your next step. So the other things you can start doing are you can start sharing like your personal information, and it has some you know settings of if you want your phone number to be visible to just your friends or your email to be visible to everybody. Right. So take a look at those settings too, because those are definitely good. Sometimes you want to share some of that information with people. Exactly. Okay, so this was all set. So that was it. And that's a really good way to basically set the bar pretty high, how much you want it about your Facebook stuff. So then there's just a little bit more. So they have who can see my stuff. Nice. That's kind of a little all-in-one place drop down for this sort of things. But if you go to see more settings, now you get into the meat of it. Seymour. You got to get settings. Hi, my name is Seymour. Seymour Settings. I work for Facebook. All right, so check this out. So this is a whole section on privacy and settings and anything you'd ever want. And I think everybody should go in here and just play around for a little while. Exactly. You really should know exactly what kind of control that you have over this. A lot of people will complain about Facebook and that, oh, they're sharing all my data or, you know, all these people can see what I'm doing. Yeah. And that's not necessarily true because you have the control. Right. So a lot of people just don't even think about it and they're mad about it. But no, get in there and fix it. Or have you ever seen the post where it said, I hereby announce that Facebook has no rights to any of my information. Yeah, right. People by the court of the internet. Yeah. That's what that means. And you got to stick to it, Facebook. The court of the internet. Yeah. So yeah, I think that. What do I think? I don't know. But I think that yeah, these Facebook settings have a lot of value if you use the service for all the stuff that you do, and you're putting so much of your life online. You might as well spend 2 minutes looking through these settings. Right.
And it's very smart to have total control over who sees what, when they see it, and who has access to it. So
all right, so let me show you a couple more settings that are kind of useful to know. So all right, timeline and tagging. Actually, and I just want to show you the activity log. That's just a thing on your page. So you can go here and you can say view activity log.
Right.
This is what theoretically everything that goes through Facebook will show up here.
Right.
So I was listening to songs on Spotify. Spotify is connected with my Facebook account.
Right.
And so every time I listen to a song, it's posting to Facebook.
Yeah.
But I have it only posting to me.
Yep.
So I know that Facebook has all of the songs I've ever listened to on Spotify. But I'm okay with that as long as only Facebook and I know about it. And that was my decision. Some people may not feel good about that. You'd be listening to Britney Spears on repeat all day long. So
she's back. She's back in the public eye. But yeah, so you don't want to just bombard somebody with all of the stuff that you're doing.
But the thing is, how do you know what you're doing? You don't even know.
Yeah, you don't.
This activity
you gotta
log,
get in there. You gotta get in there and check it out.
See. So you can say you want to see everything you've ever done. You can say just your posts. So what have I posted? And it will just show you right here. And I've found a lot of times in some of these sections, like post I'm tagged in or timeline things that I didn't even know about.
Right.
And it was good to know. I mean, it's not necessarily bad every time, but I just didn't even know these things were happening. Or some app posted on my account or something.
And a lot of times it's going to default towards the more open setting.
Yeah, it wants to share things.
Yeah, because sharing is, the whole thing that Facebook's into. So, I mean, they're going to be their default setting. You got to get in there. And you got to really check this, every few months.
Yeah.
Just because the way that they set it up is so different every time.
Yeah.
New options. Which,
absolutely.
It's really good if you're, diligent and on top of it. So.
Yep. And and like you say, they do update it. So I have a link. I'm going to try and do the fancy link. All right. So we have an updated privacy policy coming from Facebook.
Okay.
And this happened recently because this happens all the time. What they'll do is they have this privacy policy and it's super long and it's lots of legal mumbo jumbo. And it turns out, I mean, if you read it, they'll actually tell you what they're doing with your data and who has the rights to what and what they're storing and what they're promising not to store. It's not even just them; it's all the companies that they work with and their information of you and all that. So
it's really interesting. It's a brand new style of business plan where people or companies are basing a lot of their profits or their business model off of information.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what's key these days is information. So So check out, you can read their privacy policy and you can kind of learn about it. I would say what's more important is to go around and play with those settings.
Yeah, exactly.
Another fun thing you can do is view your Facebook profile as a different kind of a person.
I've done that.
Yeah, in the upper right, I think there's a view as, and you can say view it as just a random person, so you can see what's totally public, or you can say view as a friend.
Right. So. Can you pick view as a CEO of a major company?
That's just what you have to do with your imagination.
Right. Okay.
Just view everything as a CEO.
Because I was, or like a view as a snake charmer or something like that. Can you do it like that?
Yeah. Well, I can't, but I bet you could.
Through the eyes of a snake charmer.
Yes.
What they would see when they would see my profile.
I haven't checked out that feature, but I bet it's coming.
All right. I'm gonna work on an app for that.
Okay, yeah, you take that. Excellent. Check out those settings. Know what you're posting. This is what's happening for Facebook, but just imagine all of this for everything else you're doing in the world. I mean, all your credit card transactions, I wish we could be in control of those like we can with Facebook, but we can't. So we basically do what we can with Facebook.
Get in there, check it out. It's you online. You want to make sure that you are the final say in what people see.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which brings us to...
All right, it's the music segment of the week. Music. All right, so this music segment is floppy disks. I don't know if you need floppy disks. Those old, like, floppy disk things.
Coasters.
Yeah, what we now use as coasters.
Yeah.
Some of you may have seen
They
them
kind of look
before.
like this, but they're in a square.
Yes, these can now be programmed to make the sounds that they always made, you know, just kind of when you're putting a disc in, it's reading from the disc, it kind of goes beep, people have found a way to get in there and program it to do whatever it needs to do to make those sounds but as notes, and they can play songs with them.
Okay.
So
Let's
now
hear what we got.
we're going to hear a little bit of, I believe this is
All right, let's
John
hope
Williams.
this doesn't get us kicked
Oh,
out.
I know. And
All right. We would like to say that we did not create this music.
No,
it is not ours. It is definitely someone else's.
And we're giving them credit.
We're
John
giving them
Williams,
John
and
Williams.
the inventor of the floppy disk.
Yep.
All right.
J-Dub.
Here we go. So, what this is this the floppy drive playing the Star Wars song.
Oh, it's so cool. Wow. That is
So there you
incredible.
go. And you can watch the whole video. And it's, I would say, impressive that they can play music with floppy drives.
Very, very cool. Wow.
Excellent.
Oh, man. Which brings us to Mr.
Alfred's
Alfred's What's of the Week. That's right. And we got a doozy for you this week. And since our topic was Facebook, I found the creepiest things you can do to a friend's profile or just on Facebook in general.
I see.
And so someone made this blog post.
If you somehow get control of their Facebook profile or something.
Exactly.
I
So if
see.
you get on to their Facebook, here's one thing that you can do very creepily. Take a picture of yourself and then post it on their Facebook wall with no explanation.
Oh, just putting your face on there. Oh, God.
Oh, yeah, that'll creep them out. They'll wonder what's... Another thing, tag yourself in someone else's engagement photos.
That's great. Oh, yeah.
Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good one. All right. Another one, comment on a photo from a long time ago.
Oh, yeah. I've seen that every once in a
We've
while.
done
Something
this.
pops up.
Yeah, if someone's got
kinda
an old, embarrassing photo that they don't want to talk about.
Yeah, bring it up.
Yeah, just scroll down into their old history.
Mhm.
Here's another good one. Comment on old life events you had no problem with.
Graduated from high school.
Yeah, so you go back on see when they were born, said, hey, way to be born. Or good job, parents.
That's great.
Oh, man. And another thing you can do is you can ask somebody's relationship status. Yep.
You can
Which is kind of funny because that's a little bit of what the original reason Facebook was kind of around was the social aspect of getting to know the different people at your college.
That's true. That's true.
Okay. And then interacting with brands. And that's where you just get on the different brands and comment on the brands.
Oh, man, because I
Which is-
always see the commercials with the hashtags, and I always wonder who's doing it. So I guess you got to be
There's some funny stuff out there that you can do to mess with people on Facebook. That I think the going into the is now like so and so is now your parent. You know, that's like, hey, congrats on the parent finding.
All right, we got to look up the old history on Facebook.
That's right. Okay, well that brings us to
security segment of the week. Yes. So this week's security segment is brought to you by
all things.
Oh yeah, denial of service attacks. Okay, so here's the thing: distributed denial of service attacks. The thing is, a lot of people these days have been hacking websites, and hacking websites means a couple things. What a real sort of a hack would be is when you can hack into their servers and you get information from them. You get credit card information or whatever. But there's another kind of what some people call a hack. It's not actually as much of a hack when you can take down people's websites.
Right.
So when you hear that Netflix was taken down or Xbox Live was taken down or the PlayStation Network taken down by hackers, they'll call it.
Yeah.
It's actually not as much hacking. It's something that's not even that hard to do in the scheme of things. It's not about breaking passwords or encryption or something. So here's a little diagram of what's going on with these, and they're called distributed denial of service attacks. Where it originally came from is a denial of service attack, which means let's say you're running your website and you're running it off your computer and you're like, hey, I can serve my website up to a bunch of people, right?
Right.
Well, let's say someone tries to hit your website 1,000,000 times in 10 seconds from their computer. Right. They just go pew, 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 and they want your website really bad. Well, it's going to take down your server. That means that there's too many requests for whatever bandwidth you have for however hosting you think.
This is overload.
So overloading is a good way to put it. Well, but what you can do is you can find that person, right? If it's just one person's computer and they're just doing it, you can find them. So the new way to do it is have a distributed denial of service attack. So if you can somehow sneakily get 1,000 or 1,000,000 computers all across the world under your control, then you can have all of them do 1,000,000 requests to Xbox Live at once.
Right.
And Xbox Live just can't handle it.
Right.
Okay. So there's really, there's not that much you can do about it. There's some companies that help you increase your bandwidth just so that you can at least check for this. But this is what they do, is they'll just do some tricks. And, if you ever install a virus, one thing they'll do is they'll make your computer one of these rogue computers.
Wow.
So if you have a virus on your computer, you may be taking a part in all this.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. And you might be getting in trouble.
It could be. I mean, if you're not knowing about it, you may be off.
Yeah, you could be.
But still, you shouldn't be, because come on, you should know about antivirus.
We're warning you. Yeah, this is your warning. You know about it.
TechTown warning. And look, you would be one of these skull and crossbones computers.
You don't want to be one of those
that.
zombies. No. You know about the brains. Come on, give me a break. All right, so this week, we talked all about Facebook. Get onto your Facebook. Look at your privacy settings. It's a pretty easy thing to do.
Yeah, and feel in control. When someone asks you, hey, do you know what you're doing with your privacy online? You can be like, well, at least for Facebook, yeah.
Right. And so that's a really big one. Next up, check out some
floppy music. You gotta get some floppy
music.
disks. If you can make floppy disks and make music, man, you're successful.
Yeah, mad props to John Dub. Don't take our podcast now. And then get creepy on people's Facebook.
Right.
Yeah.
Post things.
Yeah. Take a picture of yourself and then just post it on someone's wall at 3 o'clock in the morning. No explanation. Weird them out.
And for security, just make sure that next time you hear about a hack, somebody got hacked, if their service went down, it was probably a distributed denial of service attack.
That's exactly right. All right, so we're going to come back at you next week here at TechTown. Take care.
All right.
Peace. Bye-bye.